otherwise known as Dr. Empty Pockets of the people down in the basement. And I am here to save your life. Now you may be sitting there asking yourself, just how do you plan to do that, Dr. Pockets? How do you plan to save my life? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Folks, I got a secret in a bottle you're going to want to see. And put your hand back on the throttle. One swig will set you free. My magic water is all it takes to feel great again, for goodness sake. It's $1 a bottle, or 4 for a 5. What a deal. Take a swig, my friend, turn around and tell me how you feel. And they reached out deep and hand me a $1 bill. Folks, good folks today, what I hold in my hand is truly the fountain of youth. A miracle elixir comprised of the magic waters that trickle off the minerals of the great Mount Kessler. It would be impossible for me to stand here today and tell you all the things that this product does. So I'll just have to show you. 2 little old tired ladies from Minnesota. They had read an article about my miracle elixir and how it could transform them. So they pooled their funds, sent me a letter. They bought 4 bottles. I shipped it to them. They took a swig a day. And the next part of this story will make a believer out of you. I recently received a postcard from those 2 ladies. Here they are today. Not so tired anymore, huh? Yes, sir, folks. I tell you about it, I'm talking to you. I am talking to you, you bird watchers. Where are my bird watchers? This elixir will fight off chiggers, ticks, and fleas. It will clean your binocular lenses and cure warbler's neck, you'll see. Why, it makes your eyeballs sharp and your muscles hard. You can tell an albino woodpecker from an ivory bill in 100 yards. Hey, why don't you tell them about it, pocket pickers?
No more chiggers, ticks, and jiggers.
Boys and snakes, boys and blisters.
Just one drop upon your hand.
Fucking your command. Not to wait till the single Swedish day.
That's it, pocket pickers. That's the way to do it. Hey, mountain bikers, you may be sitting there saying, hey, this elixir ain't for me. But let me tell you the truth. Cures aching muscles, hangovers, and peddler's knee, to name a few. Why, it will build your stamina up, keep your depression down, make your bike hop all around, let you dart and dash. You run a little bit on your bike seat, no more road rash. Take it to the people, pocket pickers. Tell them about it. Bring it up, sir.
Perfect sunscreen for your back.
Every roadside snack.
Keeps your cables good and taut.
It's flat tires on the spot. Cars went away just to see the Swedish day.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Isn't that something? That's a miracle. Well, hello, hikers, walkers, climbers you may be. Take a swig and soon you'll see. It'll untwist an ankle. It'll boost your energy. Folks, it's like a picnic in a bottle. Tastes like fried chicken, tater salad, and iced tea. Full of proteins, minerals, and vitamins. You will hike the roughest trail and climb the highest mountain And did I say it also cures all kinds of allergy? Take it to the people, pocket pickers!
Here's lemons on your toeses.
Jesus, stuffy noses.
Twisted knee and ankle sprain.
This paint right down the drain. All went away just to see the strange day.
My pocket pickers, I tell you what, and I mentioned it cures poison ivy, poison oaks, and really bad, not jokes. Hey, here's a young man here, get some elixir for his face, I think.
Now hold on there a minute, Dr. Pockets. You call this liquid famous Kessler Mountain miracle elixir of life, implying that no water comes from Mount Kessler. You say that the formula for this elixir is a secret. I see that the label says that 43% of the water comes from the White River. 43% of the water comes from the Illinois River. And 65% comes from a special medication ingredient whose chemical formula is C2H5OH. And sir, it's plain old empty alcohol. With 5% flavoring coming from the fruit of the Missouri ground cherry, which is an endangered species. I calculate that this totals to 156%. What say you, doctor?
Well, yes. Most medicines and elixirs only can claim 100% active ingredients, but my Kessler Mountain Miracle Elixir of Life contains 156% active ingredients, and I'm so glad you pointed that out, sir. Well, there's enough Illinois River water in every bottle to last each and every person in here a lifetime of phosphorus that builds strong bones.
I am Professor Pete Antic of the University of Arkansas. Now, my good man, tell me, is your phosphorus white phosphorus or red phosphorus?
Well, it says here, it's the finest phosphorus it's the best phosphorus.
Phosphorus, with the chemical symbol P and the atomic number 15, exists as an element in two major forms, white phosphorus and red phosphorus. While white phosphorus is poisonous to human beings, red phosphorus is not.
Yeah, we got red phosphorus here, red phosphorus. Red phosphorus. All I put in my bottles.
Of course, both forms are equally deadly to aquatic life. Phosphorus was discovered by the German alchemist Hennig Brand in 1669. Brand believed that he could make gold out of human urine.
Well, that's a great story.
But he got phosphorus instead.
That explains the symbol P.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
That's not funny. Hennig collected 1,500 gallons of fresh urine from beer drinkers.
That's a stinky house.
And boiled it down to a small white waxy ball that then blew up in his face.
Oh, yes, of course.
Now, regarding phosphorus in the waters of the Illinois River, runoff from farms and municipalities in the watershed promotes promotes the rapid growth of algae, which deoxygenates the water and results in massive fish kills.
Yes, sir. Everyone knows this, I think.
Phosphorus-based pollution in the Illinois River has prompted a lawsuit between the states of Arkansas and Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Dr. T is right. I know he goes on and on and on.
Yes, yes.
But he's right. Can't you people see that Dr. Puckett is a fraud?
Oh, him now. Big words for a little
You
girl.
don't need a special potion to cure your ills. All you need to do is spend a little time in nature. Take a walk in the woods. Feel the wind on your face. Listen to the birds. Or just enjoy the beauty of the wildflowers. These simple pleasures will cure your nature deficit syndrome. And Kessler Mountain is the perfect cure for NDS.
You know what? Lily is right. We don't need to have this elixir. All we need to do is get up on that Mount Kessler, and that's all we need to be healthy.
I agree, and you know what? I think it's time to sing a brand new song.
Write a new song.
Yeah.
Hey, I wonder if these folks might help us.
You want to help us out on a song?
Do you think you can help us out here? Okay, all right, well, we're going to do a little bit of rehearsal here, okay?
You're going to follow me, okay? And Lily.
All right, so it goes like this. We go. And then all together, nice and big, we go.
Okay,
great evening. Hasn't this been fun? And I got a question to ask you tonight. Don't you just love this city? I know I do. They asked me to say a few words tonight about why Earth Day is so important to me. And you know, I will start with a quote by John Muir who said, "Be close to nature's heart." He said, "Get out and break away, climb a mountain, spend a week in the woods, and let it cleanse your spirit." And that's what I believe that Earth Day means to me, and I think that's what it means to this city. You know what I love most about this city? Is that people ask me what makes us different from other places. And I always tell folks it's not what we sell around here, it's what we believe that makes us special. And one of the things that we believe is keeping and protecting and preserving our environment. Isn't that true? In the last 4 years, this city has started a new invasive plant ordinance to get rid of the invasive plants and promote our native plants. And we're one of the first cities in the state of Arkansas to do that. We are the first city in the state of Arkansas to have the first streamside protection ordinance in the state. We have a hillside ordinance. We're a Tree City USA for 22 years in a row. We spent over $2 million restoring our stream banks in this city. We have done in the last 4 years. Preserving Kessler Mountain ranks among the highest things that we have ever done in this city. We have preserved in the last 5 years over 630 acres of green space and urban forest in this city. We did that because of what you believed. We did that because of you. We did that because you believed that you were doing this for your children and your children's children. And I believe as we preserve our green space in this wonderful city, in this wonderful region, in the state, and in the world, preserving our land, water, and air is the breath of this city. It is the strength of our people. So now I'm going to introduce Terry Lane, how you can help and give tonight. Because I want you to know that as we preserve our past, we determine our future, do we not, for our children and our children's children. Tonight I ask you to invest in that future. Terry,
I don't know how much more needs to be said. That was good. Thank you, Mayor. I introduced myself earlier. I'm Terry Lane. I am here this evening with a few different hats on. One is that I'm on the board of directors for the Fayetteville Natural Heritage Association, a nonprofit group that's been working for over a decade to identify and help protect the important natural areas in our city. And not only that, but to educate the community about the important resource and how to best take care of it. And I'm really proud to be on that board. Have been for, 5 years now, for a while. I'm also the other hat. I'm the director of the Northwest Arkansas Land Trust, which is a regional conservation organization that works to protect places like Kessler all around Northwest Arkansas. And we do that by either accepting donations of land or putting conservation easements on land. And we happen to be working with the city of Fayetteville this close to completing the conservation easement on the acreage that was preserved as natural area on Kessler, so that it will be protected forever into the future. And I also happen to have grown up on Kessler Mountain, so this effort is especially important and personal to me. Kessler has changed a lot since the late 70s and the 80s when I was a kid, and it's really a full circle moment every time, we're talking about Kessler and working on something to do with Kessler. For me, I roamed those woods as a little girl before there were trails. I climbed the trees and the rocks and played in the streams, and discovered what I call the scary woods, which we now know are the shale barrens, and those are really old trees. And so it's a really full circle moment to be part of permanently protecting it and showing it to more people. We're here tonight to celebrate Kessler Mountain, and I think we should just keep doing that every year. And we're also here to continue raising funds towards the $300,000 commitment that the Fayetteville Natural Heritage Association made that was part of the purchase agreement with the city and the Walton Family Foundation. And in a minute, Bob Hawk, a longtime board member of FNHA, longtime board chair, and now our treasurer, is going to talk about a little bit more about that. How many of you were here at the gala last year? Holler out. Nice. How many of you have been on Kessler Mountain? Holler out. And how many of you have been there in the last month or in the spring? Okay. It's a beautiful time of year. So you know what I'm going to talk about. There are a lot of statistics that we can share that a lot of people know. Our region has now grown to over 500,000 people. We are expected to reach 800,000 by somewhere around the year 2030. That's a lot of people. Currently, I think it's somewhere around 34 people a day move here to Northwest Arkansas. And with that growth, we do get a lot of exciting built amenities that are important to our economy and to our quality of life. But we're also losing a lot of our natural amenities that are also equally important to our economy and our quality of life. And so it's important that you all care and that we're all here and that we continue this work, not just for Kessler, but for other places like it as we move forward. Fortunately, 409 acres have been conserved. That's my number. You've heard a lot of acreage. The easement has fluctuated kind of depending on what's going on, but it's going to settle somewhere around 400 acres that are getting permanently protected. And due to the early work of the Ozark off-road cyclists and our mountain biking friends, there are about 6 miles of trails, natural surface trails on Kessler that have been there for a few years. And through a recent public planning process, a new master trail plan has been approved for Kessler that will about double those trails in the coming years. And so thousands of people have enjoyed this mountain, and there are certainly going to be thousands more to come. But there's much more to celebrate about Kessler that can't be quantified, that can't be measured by trail logs or grant metrics. And those are the things that are the real meaning of Kessler Mountain and the real reason that we're here tonight. And that's because when we take the opportunity to slow down and visit places like Kessler Mountain, we feel a connection to something bigger than ourselves. That's the elixir, right? There are ancient rock formations on Kessler that have been there for millions of years. Think about that for a minute. Since a time when our region was under a shallow ocean. So when you hike past those rocks on Kessler, just think about that. Take a minute. Those rocks have been there millions of years, those big boulders. And that's why marine fossils are found in them if you look close enough, if you take the time. And you really, if that doesn't give you a sense of wonder and awe, I don't know what does. And if you hike to the top of Kessler, you'll find the scary woods, those scrubby little post oak trees that we now know are over 250 plus years old. Those trees are older than the state of Arkansas itself. These century-old trees escaped logging because they weren't prosperous for lumber, and they now stand as sentinels that have seen the ages come and go, and it's our job to protect them. Those trees stand also in a rare ecosystem, now known as the shale barrens, which is home to a lot of unique plant and animal and insect species that are adapted to that thin soil and the harsh exposure of the ridge. And the biodiversity on Kessler just goes on and on. I think we're just scratching the surface of understanding it. I heard someone once say that Kessler Mountain is the rainforest of our city. And I know that sounds a little over the top, but the point is, you don't have to go somewhere else to experience the wonder and awe of nature and biodiversity beyond your imagination. It's right there in our own backyard, and it must be carefully looked after. I believe that people need nature, and I think we all know the definition of parks is changing. We still need the places that we visit and play and pass through, but we also need to make sure we're saving the places that cause us to pause and slow down and connect to that something bigger. We need the elixir.